Hello everyone, I'm Professor Wood. I'm your professor for the next 8 weeks for EDUT 547, Brain-Based Teaching and Learning, and I'm looking forward to working with you all. Many of you have had my teaching partner, Eric Slater, as a professor. We were running through names together and he's like, oh, you'll like this group. So I was happy to hear that. Eric and I have been partners in our regular teaching job for 12 years. He teaches American history and I teach American history literature. So it's fun. We're both teaching the brain-based class this time. And you'll be happy to know we just have 12 people in our class. So it'll be a nice, intimate class, easy to reflect and discuss, and easy to do groups of threes for, online breakout groups or things like that. So our first week, let me go ahead and just go over this with you real quick. If you go to your Blackboard classroom, I have everything set up so that when you click on the schedule for week 1, everything's there week 2. Also, you'll notice underneath the schedule for the week, there's a section that says course items. And the first thing that it says is Collaborate Wood Online Classroom. That's where you click to go if you haven't done the Blackboard Connect before. That's where you click to go when we are having our online class on Wednesday. Our online class this week will be Wednesday at 7 p.m. Wednesday at 7 p.m. So I will plan on meeting you guys in the classroom at Wednesday at 7 p.m. If you have not used the Blackboard Collaborate before, I would suggest that today or tonight or tomorrow that you just click on there. You'll be the only person in the classroom unless somebody else wanders in while you're there. Then you guys can practice together. But just see how it works. Make sure that your microphone is working. Make sure that your video feed is working. It will take you through steps and you can do a little tour so you feel comfortable. Also, if something goes awry on Wednesday night, this first night when we're trying to do it, or you're having problems connecting or whatever, please don't panic or stress about that. We'll get it figured out. I'm not that type of professor, and I understand. A lot of us are learning about technology and learning how to advance forward, and sometimes there's just technological errors that we have nothing we can do about. So we'll figure it out as we go. Okay, so please don't stress about that. And if you need help with it or anything, just go ahead and email me. Okay, so your readings and videos this week, you're going to be looking at the text, the introduction, and selected pages of Chapter 1, pages 15 through 23. You're also going to be reading the article, Sleep Makes Our Memories More Accessible. You should watch the 3 videos, A Day in the Life of a Brain, Insight into the Teenage Brain, and the Power of Sleep. A Day in the Life of the Brain and the Power of Sleep are a little bit dated, but you still get the idea of it. In fact, the doctor that's in charge of the Power of Sleep video, he actually has TED Talks from like 2014 and 15, but he's basically saying the same thing, and I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. Your e-lesson, you just click play and it will go over the brain geography, and then you have a list of things for our live virtual meeting. We meet 4 times in 8 weeks, so not too big of a deal. We'll always meet on Wednesday nights. It'll be the earliest we would start is 6. Okay, just so you know, and we can figure out times as we go that works best for the group. We'll also be doing little breakout sessions, so if we're doing breakout sessions, your group can also decide on a specific time on Wednesday night, no earlier than 6 though. So this Wednesday we're going to meet at 7 p.m. We're going to make this session a brief session. I know that many of you are in your first week of school, and if you are, I wish you the best this week. And I know some of you are getting ready to go back to school next week, myself included. So there's a list under the weekly lesson that you can go through related to our live virtual meeting. You also have a meet and greet that you're going to be doing on your discussion board this week. When you watch the videos, I always get a kick out of the first guy when he's holding his brain, and I always like the comedy in it because he's so serious with his accent, and he obviously loves his brain so much. But it basically just takes you through, he's holding the brain and taking you through a day in the life of the brain. Insight into the teenage brain is basically talking about how students, kids at a certain age, teenagers specifically, are highly stimulated by certain things and have problems with impulse control, which many of us know about just from having worked with teens for many years or having teens as our own children. But it's very interesting, and it helps us to understand why students have such a hard time with impulse control, and it really is directly related to what's going on in their brain. And the power of sleep, the last video, is quite interesting because many times people will see people sleeping or napping or whatever, and there's like this little shame-based, oh, I'm being lazy, or people are mocking me because I'm sleeping too much. But in actuality, they have found that you're doing as much work in your sleep as you are when you're awake, because when you're asleep, it's like a computer. It's when you shut down a computer and it does like all of its uploads, when it starts again, our brain does the same type of thing. And so they're realizing that there's no new information coming in at that time, and your brain's able to kind of relax and reboot. And also they have started finding the connections to dreams, to functionality when you're awake. And some of you may know this, and I haven't met you yet, so I don't know, but I see this with a lot of my friends, especially artists and musicians. When I was younger, I used to write songs in my sleep. And I was always like, I was afraid to tell anybody. I was like, oh, I had the whole song in my sleep, But it was weird. I would wake up, and in that last moment before I would wake up, I would have all of the parts of the song, and I would know exactly what I was going to do. It was usually something that I was working on the day before and had gotten stuck with or flustered with, and then all of a sudden went to sleep, and I woke up and I knew exactly what I was going to do with it. The same thing happens with writing sometimes, and of course I'm sure you've all experienced times when you've been stressed about something and you work through the problem or scenarios in dreams, and they're starting to see that this is a valuable connection for all of us. So I think brain-based learning and research and teaching is very interesting, and it's a good way to find ways to get to our teenage students by using actual scientific data, and all of our students. I mean, I know some of you teach the littles, which is lovely too. So I look forward to talking to you about this for the next 8 weeks. I will tell you that most of the time you'll see I'm in my home office right now. I do make my videos at home, very rarely when I'm in my classroom at school. But you will hear animals every once in a while. We have a pet pig, and I had a rooster a while back that would have to sit on my lap while I would teach this class online because he would crow unless I held him. But we do a lot of rescue animals here, so there may be some surprises for you over the next 8 weeks. I look forward to meeting you on Wednesday. So just plan on meeting me here Wednesday at 7 p.m. And we will plan on sharing about 1 to 2 minutes of information about yourself with the group. And we will just go over some things and then get ready to get this going. I hope you have a wonderful week. Email me if you need to. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.